you keep blaming the markets, but what if it's actually you killing your own trading growth without even realizing it? In this video, I want to bring to your attention the 3 habits that might be quietly killing your trading growth. Now, I've been in the markets for the last 6 years, and I must say my first 2.5 years were a total disaster simply because of these 3 habits that I'm about to bring to your attention. Now, it wasn't until I actually got rid of these bad habits that I was able to finally become a profitable trader. Now, I also have something special for you, especially if you watch this video to the end. I'll be sharing my daily routine that has kept me profitable for the last 3 years. And maybe in the comments, I need you to tell me, what are you currently struggling with in your trading? Please let me know in the comments, because I might be able to help you, or someone might actually come to your rescue in the comment section. And if you happen to find value in this video, please like the video and as well share it with someone, because you never know, this might be the video that actually changes someone's life out there. Now, if you don't keep a trading journal, I don't know what you're doing, but you are not a trader. You must understand that if you want to get the results that you want to achieve, you must keep a trading journal. The more you actually journal your trades, right from your feelings and then the final outcome of your trades, the more data you're actually collecting. You use this journal to actually make future decisions, because you'll be able to actually know what exactly is working and what is not working. For example, if you're a trader that always loses trades on Wednesdays, there's no reason whatsoever as to why you need to continue trading on such a day. So your strategy basically is telling you that on such and such a day, that's not a good day to trade. So there's no reason you should be in the market on such a day. So you need to actually keep collecting data, because it's from this data that you're actually going to be able to improve your trading. Remember, there's this big saying that I like using, that what doesn't get measured doesn't grow. It is very true, guys. If you really want to actually improve as a trader, you must be able to evaluate your past data, and this is how you're actually going to become a better trader. For example, over the weekends, do not use the weekends just to maybe go party or have fun with your friends. Use the weekends to actually evaluate your trading week. How exactly did I perform on Monday? How did I perform on Tuesday? On Wednesday, how did the markets treat me? On Thursday, how did things go? On Friday, what did I do right and what did I do wrong? So you need to actually always constantly evaluate whatever you've actually been doing through the week. Make that review each and every week, because this is how you're actually going to learn from your past data. And trust me, this is going to enable you become a much better trader than you are today. So if you're out there and you do not have a trading journal, please go ahead and get one. You can even just get a book and pen and keep writing down whatever you have to write down. Your emotions through the trades, your final outcome of that particular trade that you've just taken. So you need to collect all this data and then finally review the data that you actually keep collecting. Trust me, as you keep collecting this data, you are going to see certain patterns actually repeating themselves. And if you have to actually keep doing those things, you keep doing them. If you have to actually change those patterns that keep repeating, then you have to change them, because it is this data that actually is going to enable you become a much better trader. So please and please, if there's anything to actually take away from this video, it must be this: start keeping a journal. Try and have a trading journal. It might be just that physical book, or else you could use software. Like, for example, there's TradeZilla out there, there's Notion, and personally I use Google Spreadsheets. So you can go ahead and get any kind of software that will enable you journal your trades, for you to always have this data with you. Then number 2 is overanalyzing every chart move. I see this so many times, especially with traders that have just come into the game. They sit at their PC and they watch every candle print on their screen. Trust me, this is only bad for you. This is not doing you any good. You need to actually develop a strategy, and you know exactly the time window that particular strategy or setup actually forms. If it's, let's say, within a 2-hour period, sit at your PC within that 2-hour period, and if your setup actually appears within this time window, you go ahead and take the trade. If it doesn't, then you go do other things. This is exactly how you need to be as a trader. Do not sit at your PC the whole day. Trust me, it is not healthy for you. You're going to end up very exhausted, especially in your mind, and once your setup actually appears, you will not execute as sharply as you would have if you actually only had a short time window for you to actually execute that particular trade. Hope this is very clear to you, because if it is not clear, trust me, you will not become that profitable trader that you want to become, and it's probably the reason you're still being held back in that unprofitability stage. Trust me, I've seen traders actually get decision paralysis simply because they are on the chart and they are analyzing everything. You don't have to be like this. You need to be a trader that actually gives yourself maybe 2 hours or 1 hour, and you sit at your PC, execute whatever you have to execute, and then you walk away. You must be able to walk away from your computer, because if you don't do this, you're going to become an emotional trader. Maybe you're going to take a loss, and because you're there seated on the PC, you're going to actually end up revenge trading, or you're going to end up in all this emotional mess. So you don't want to be this type of trader. Try and do things differently. If you do this, trust me, you're going to become a much better trader. So stop overanalyzing. Stop spending long hours on the charts, because it's not doing you any good. Then number 3, which is very critical, is trading without a reset routine, especially after a loss. Now, for most beginner traders, immediately after they take a loss from the market, they try to jump back in and try and fix whichever mess they've made or whichever error they had on that particular trade, to basically try and make back the money that they've just lost. And guess what always happens? They take another loss, and then this spirals into another loss again, another loss, and guess what always ends up happening? It is blowing your account. So you don't want to be this type of trader. You need to actually be a trader that always has a reset routine. Once you actually take a loss from the markets, this is exactly what you need to do. Step away maybe for 15 to 20 minutes. Just close your computer, close your mobile app that you use to trade. Maybe if it's MT4 or MT5, just close it and go do something else, because this is going to help you calm down. Because you remember, here we are dealing with money, and when it comes to money, it is always emotional. You're not going to make straight decisions. So you need to actually step away and come back when maybe your emotions are back to normal. So this is exactly how you need to be. You must have a reset routine, a routine that you always follow each and every day, because if you don't have this in place, trust me, that's why you end up having all these emotions running, especially every time you take a loss. So you need to have this reset routine that you always go through each and every day. Before you even take the trade, understand that if I take a loss, I will need to step away from my computer, or I will need to actually close my mobile app. You need to always be like this, because trust me, this will save your mental capital and also your physical capital in terms of money. So you need to actually protect yourself as a trader, and this is what's going to keep you in the game for the longest time. And I remember promising you that I'll be sharing my day's routine. Now, for me, when I wake up in the morning, I always start my day with a workout. Once I've worked out very well, this is the only time I actually come onto the computer to basically carry out with my analysis, and I only trade for 2 hours. That is from 9 a.m. my local time up to about 11 a.m. sharp. This is the only window I actually use to trade. So you might need to actually adopt this, because it has helped me and it has kept me profitable for the last 3 years. So I believe that if you actually incorporate this into your trading, you will become a much better trader. Now, if you're one of those traders that struggles, especially with your win rate, I have this video right here that will enable you actually increase your win rate without even changing your strategy. So check out that video. It will definitely be able to help you as a trader.